Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, WWE has created a monster in Gunther.
The Vision's masked mystery man has been revealed.
WWE is forcing a former world champion to slow down.
And John Cena's retirement tour has been given an F grade in a brutal review. I'm Adam Wilborn.
And I'm Andy H. Murray. The H stands for Hallowicked.
This is the news.
They are. All right, let's talk about Gunther. Let's talk about this segment last night. So we always knew that the follow-up from Gunther tapping John Cena out at Saturday night's main event in John Cena's last match was going to be a big spectacle. We knew it was going to be loud. We knew there was going to be a lot of heat. But I don't think we knew there was going to be this much heat on a WWE show in Big 25.
Yeah.
It really was quite remarkable to see, actually. So Gunther walked out on Raw, and it was obviously going to be a big occasion, and he was immediately serenaded with boos. Now, initially, there was some chance of you tapped out, like it's the aftermath of WrestleMania still, but they were drowned out almost immediately. They turned into booing as this man tried to speak. It was the classic thing of, the guy opens his mouth and he gets a syllable, and it's like, woo, straight up on him. He said, I did what I said I would do. I made John Cena give up, and when he gave up, he tapped out like a little bitch.
Oh my God.
Which was a good little line. He then dropped the mic and tried to leave and all of this stuff. And the booing just got louder, it seemed, in the arena. He came back and he just kind of basked in it. He made the most of it. He climbed a turnbuckle. He teased leaving again, but instead he went over to the announce table and posed as well. I mean, this guy was just absolutely reveling in the hatred that was poured onto him last night. I made John Cena tap out like a little bitch. It is my time now. I will forever be the man that made John Cena give up. Eventually, he did leave. He got into it with Otis and Akira Tozawa, and Otis said something along the lines of, "Are you happy with what you did?" And Gunther went, "Yep." I mean, that was pretty evident, wasn't it? He bumped into Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce was like, "You're walking all over John Cena's legacy, man. You need to get out of here.
You're an asshole."
Yeah, that doesn't make you a ring general. That makes you an asshole general. He told him he was done. Said, "Go home. Get out of here, man. Come on." It's like they're treating this man like he's murdered someone.
It was amazing, this.
Like he's Goofy in the courtroom. All he did was beat a man in a wrestling match.
Hey, if John Cena ever comes back, maybe he could say, "I'll do it again."
Yeah, I'll do it again. Then he left, but he got into it a little bit with AJ Styles.
This is my favourite part.
Insinuating, AJ's retiring next year too, so 2 + 2 = Gunther retiring his ass.
Yeah.
So, you know what was really refreshing about this? What am I trying to say? What was really refreshing about this to me?
The heel got appropriate reaction.
And yes, number one. And I don't think they were piping stuff in here.
Nope.
Because every time they cut to the crowd, people were animated. Usually the tell is that if there's a lot of noise and they cut to the crowd and they're like this. But it didn't feel like that. This felt organic. This felt real. And, it felt like the consequence of this. It comes from the same place as those fans chasing this man on the bus after the match. This is why he beat John Cena, guys. This is why they did it. Because Gunther is now more over as a heel in WWE than he ever has been at any point in his career. I will say, I do think that Adam Pearce treating him like a criminal was quite funny. Like, I was like, all right.
He also won a wrestling match within the realms of the rules. He didn't cheat.
He didn't cheat. He didn't screw him. He just tapped his ass out.
Yeah.
But this is why you have John Cena tapped out. And I hope that some of the people who hated the finish maybe watched this and went, okay, I get it now.
Exactly. I hope that conversation's kind of put to bed now. Also, you can't chant. He did tap out Gunther, of course, at WrestleMania, but he can always go, well, I might have tapped out, but I tapped out John Cena. And how many people can say that?
Exactly.
So, that's...
Like 4, maybe?
I think it's 4. I think you're right. I thought this was absolutely perfect. I think everyone universally thought that you had to start Monday Night Raw, obviously, with what happened at Saturday Night's main event with Gunther coming out. So he comes out, like you say, and he gets the boos, and I was a little bit concerned it was going to be a bit like, the sort of performative Dominic Mysterio, Don Callis booing.
Sure.
Of just like, we're booing, but we're booing because it kind of gets us over sort of thing, and it's funny to us to...
It's like a heel yeet.
Exactly, and it's like the performer gets more and more frustrated because they can't get their words out, whatever it might be. No, none of that. I think they're in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and there was legitimate I'm going to kill this guy for what he did to my hero. Like you say, completely justifies what happened on Saturday, and I found it funny that like he came and he drops the little bitch line. I'm like, well, there you go, mic drop, see you later.
Yeah.
And the fact he walked out, it was almost believable that he was like, no, I'm gonna have a little bit more of that. Actually, I'm gonna go back.
Yeah, I want round 2.
Because like when he walked into the ring and first stood on the turnbuckle, they clearly weren't ready for it because he was like in darkness. They're like, oh, change the lights around. He was like, yep, it's me, baby.
It's me, Pappy.
And then repeating himself again on the announce table, and then the little to AJ Styles was just the cherry on the icing on the cake for me. I thought this was great, and anyone who said like, oh, Gunther didn't need this, he didn't need it. But my God, what it's done for him to have it.
But look at him now. And he was the perfect guy to cut that gloating promo in the aftermath. Yeah. I thought it was going to be like after Roman Reigns doing the This Is My Yard Now gimmick a few years ago. It was quite similar to that in a way, but obviously a bit more in depth. That came at a time when Roman was still in the midst of a terrible babyface push. This is completely different. So for me, it was just really cool to see a heel getting an appropriate reaction as well, like you said. I'm not going to lie, part of me was a bit worried that Gunther would come out and people going, yay! We saw a moment when he retired. It was a moment he retired John Cena. Oh, like, yay, Naomi, you heel who just ruined this match and cashed in the most dastardly way. Yay! It wasn't that. No. It was pure hatred. This is what wrestling is all about, man. It's about hatred, heat, and deep-rooted personal rivalries. More of this, less slop.
Exactly. But speaking of moments, there was a big moment at the end of Monday Night Raw. The big match to close out the show was Logan Paul versus Rey Mysterio, and that dastardly mystery masked man interfered, stomping Rey Mysterio to allow Logan Paul to get the victory. Post-match, he's chased out of the ring by CM Punk, who, after this reveal happened, got speared out of his shoes again by Bron Breakker, who basically told him in a few weeks' time, I'll be taking that title from you, and that's going to be it for you, sort of thing. But in the crowd, the masked man pulled off the mask to reveal it is
Sting!
No, it is the person that we all thought it was going to be, though. It's Austin Theory debuting a new look, and I think it's interesting to see what happens with Austin Theory from here, because I think we all saw the reaction we all talked about what our thoughts were when it was initially disclosed that it is Austin Theory in the aftermath of Survivor Series, and I think the pressure's on. I think I'll say that.
Yeah, I'm not going to poo-poo it on night one. I don't think the reveal went over as intended, however. There wasn't a big reaction when he pulled the hood off. The new look, he kind of looked a bit like he's trying to be Daniel Garcia, a little bit. You know, I'm not sure. He had nice hair, man. What do you do with that hair, man? So, I'm not going to completely...
That would have gone poked through the mask, though. That's the problem.
That's a good point. He would have gotten in his eyes and stuff. It would have been brutal. So I'm not going to completely destroy it, but I think those are valid complaints, and I don't think it went over as intended. I'll give it a chance to improve from here. But yeah, we all knew it was him. If you've been following this online, obviously, if you've not been following stuff online, you maybe didn't know it was him. And so fair play. The dynamic of this stable is completely shifted now, though, because even since Seth took time away, you're left with Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker. And Bron Breakker has this insane jock energy, this Steiner energy. And Bronson Reed kind of has a version of that as well, but a slightly different swag.
A bit of aura about him,
yeah, definitely. Now you've got a couple of dickheads in there too. That makes it kind of feel like a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde stable. There's two guys over here who are just expressive facial expression dudes, and then you've got the jocks. It's a weird dynamic now, and I don't quite know what to make of it. Funny, I started this segment of the news by saying I wasn't going to crap on it. But yeah, it's been... I don't know. I'm not sure about the vision now, man. What about you?
I'm going to give it a chance. I've liked the vision from the moment they obviously debuted on or formed on the Raw after WrestleMania, and Austin Theory, I hope because it's felt so stop-starty, particularly obviously under the Triple H regime for him. Presumably the whole Grayson Waller thing's just in the past now, just not going to talk about it anymore. But there was a bit of me that looked at that and thought, how's this group going to work? Because like you said, there was a tiny part of me. I was like, I'm 99.9% certain it's Austin Theory. But when I heard the name Montez Ford a week or so ago, I was like, that's really interesting. I really would have liked to have seen what that would have happened with him in this group. And maybe that'll happen down the road, who knows. I did, though, think what a bunch of dickheads to be tag team champions. Logan Paul and Austin Theory. It might be the making of Austin Theory, all this. I'm going to give it a chance.
He needs something.
But he does need something. And maybe going under the wing of Paul Heyman might help him. So we shall see. But yeah, certainly another twist in the tail. And I love CM Punk. You know I love CM Punk. And I want CM Punk to be in the main event of WrestleMania. Having said that, I want him to lose the title to Bron Breakker on the Netflix celebration thing at the start of January.
5th of January.
Because I just think, I've heard all the reports, and they're very often right, and plans can change, but often don't. Still holding out hope for that Punk-Cody main event, to be honest.
I don't know, man.
That is disappearing into the distance, a bit like my prediction of Sami Zayn winning the Royal Rumble right now. It's not even on the poster.
This is it. And you have to, look, Punk's in his 40s. You haven't got all the time in the world to get to that match.
Not to be tribal, this isn't being tribal whatsoever, but learn from AEW's mistake, i.e. when you've got the punker and you've got the opportunity to do a match. Look, we saw when they brought him into WWE. Cool, what was he doing for his first WrestleMania? Oh, commentary. That was because of an injury, and he was obviously involved in that amazing Damian Priest cash-in, who we'll talk about in a second. But, don't hang about. Like, I get it. Roman and Cody have got this legacy feud, but this is the big match you've got. The sort of ace in the hole. Do it. Mainly do it because hopefully we'll be there for it.
That would be nice. Yeah.
And I don't want it to go down at Saudi WrestleMania, to be honest.
It won't be at that one.
No.
But yeah, let us know what you think of all this stuff, the vision, everything in the comments below. Now we're going to talk about Damian Priest. WWE has told him to slow down.
Slow it down,
Calm
kid.
it down, kid.
Well, he's not really a kid.
Work the hold. But he's been... Interestingly, he's been on Prince Street Pizza, so legend.
How do we get on that?
This is it. I want some pizza at Prince Street, man. He was talking about his schedule and how it's declined over the past year or so. This year he's only done 24 matches. Last year he did 76, and the year before 100.
Jeez.
Yeah, 100 in a year in this era of wrestling with his sod-all house shows.
Yeah, that's mad.
It's crazy. But here's what he said. Here's what Damian said about his schedule. It's unfortunate. What do you mean? It sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah.
And he said, and I don't like to bring it up too much, and I don't take breaks. Since I've been in WWE, I've literally taken 0 days off. I've never asked for time off because I've been hurting. The company now, this year, decided, let's take it easy on him because I've been going hard for a while. Tore my shoulders a couple of times within the last year and a half. My knees are banged up. My back is oof.
It's a good way of describing it.
Fair enough. I need a lot of work done, but I choose not to I choose to not because I don't have to. If I don't have to, I won't. I'll just figure it out. Let's do rehab. Keep me in the game, coach. That kind of thing. So we've been doing that for like a year, but this year I think the company was like, okay, we're happy with you, but we need to make sure you're going to last year. Yeah, this man is 42 years old, so fair enough.
He had a long career before he even joined WWE, obviously.
Punishment Martinez, man.
Loved him on Cody's podcast talking about his career before wrestling. Yeah. Fascinating story.
I've not watched that. Might have to check
He talks about basically like kind of being set in his life as just like, running this club or something like that, and sort of realising I'm going to have to give all this up if I'm going to give wrestling a go. Look at where it's got. So fair play.
Former world champion.
Yeah.
He said, so they've been forcing me to take it easy, put it that way. Not the easiest thing to do when you just want to go out there and perform because you love what you do. So, it makes sense that a man of his tenure and age and size as well, it's harder on big dudes. Big dudes. Mm-hmm. What?
That's what we call them.
Yeah, the big dude of WWE. I'm from, what accent is that?
WWE.
That's weird. What are we doing here? Anyway.
The set may have changed. The patter remains the same.
Yeah, the nonsense is not going anywhere, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
WWE. It makes sense for him to slow down because he's getting older and it's a tough schedule.
Yeah, I don't know what his spot is right now. I don't think you can argue he's in the sort of world title picture whatsoever. And that's sort of a combination of, amount of matches he's worked, booking, that sort of thing. I've enjoyed the sort of back and forth between him and Aleister Black, even if that Terror Twins match on SmackDown wasn't the best. It wasn't his fault at the end of the day.
I enjoyed Rhea Ripley trying to copy his way out of the ring. That was funny.
Yeah.
Whee!
This is fun.
I think she messed that up on purpose, right? Yeah, definitely.
But I think that's right. I think if you're not going to utilise him, or you've not got plans for him, let's say, then don't have him work 50, 70 matches A, because like you say, he's had a long career, he's getting on, and there's no need to risk that sort of thing. And B, yeah, I saw people like dunking on him because he was like, oh, look at this guy, he was a world champion, now he's wrestling on main event. Maybe he was just doing it to get reps in.
Yeah.
You never know, and I don't think WWE, I think WWE are going to be like, right, tell you what, big plans for you, you're going to be the next speed champion, for example. But I just think, I mean, look at his achievements, like one of the greatest cash-ins of all time, in my opinion, a former world champion, like you say, like he can go in and into the Rumble, for example, and say, look, I've got a chance of punching my ticket to WrestleMania, and people will buy that. Like, especially off the back of Jey Uso winning this year, like I've said, you've got a few years now of like, it's probably going to be so-and-so or so-and-so, but it could be anybody. I don't think it's going to be Damian Priest, but look, he's well established now, and if WWE or he wants to take some time away, take it,
Take it easy.
Take it bloody easy. 100 matches in a year was insane.
Take it easy. Yeah. Take it easy, man.
That was the year he was world champion, obviously.
That's what the Beatles always said, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Take it easy. I hate the Beatles. Who's your favourite Beatle? Is it John, Paul, George, or Bongo? Mine's Bongo, I think. I like Big Bongo.
Ringo Starr gets it for me just for Thomas the Tank Engine.
Who's that? What's this guy on about?
Anyway, speaking of hate, John Cena's retirement tour, a divisive issue that's only going to get worse once I tell you that Bleacher Report have given his retirement tour an F grade. I mean...
F for funny.
Come on, what are we doing here? I get it that some people are not happy with elements of it. Certain people are very unhappy with how it ended, obviously. But I don't think you can give the whole thing an F grade, right?
F is mental.
He's in the last two of the Rumble. He has that excellent sort of match within a match at the end of the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
He has, we forget now because of the heel run that came afterwards, one of the most infamous heel turns of all time at Elimination Chamber. Then we have the heel run. Granted, he main events WrestleMania, but then we have the heel run. Subjectively, personally, I liked the CM Punk feud, but I get it that some people didn't. But even if you put that to one side, the SummerSlam match with Cody, AJ, I was lucky enough to be there for the Logan Paul match, which was loads of fun.
The retirement match was good as well.
The retirement match was good. Yeah. The Dom stuff for the IC title.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
It's not it's probably, if I'm being generous, it's probably a B-.
I'd go C.
Yeah,
I'd go
that's
C.
fair.
Because I think, like, what happened after the heel turn was, after the angle, was so monumentally bad that it weighs all the good down.
People were so excited for just the promos, weren't they?
Yeah.
It's like, they don't need to work. You can just go out there and say stuff, and you just came out and said we're in an abusive relationship and all you fans stink or whatever.
Those promos were ass. They were dog ass.
So every week you're like, come on, get this.
It was you people promos with a nonsensical narrative about an abusive relationship when really all this audience had done for the past X years is adore this man.
And waited 20 years for this.
Exactly. And like, if he'd cut that promo in like 2010 when everyone was booing him, it would have made more sense.
Yes.
But like, nobody's booed John Cena in years.
Arenas around the world were still wearing his merch.
Exactly. Nobody had booed that man in years. So like, I think that what happened and look, the Brock Lesnar stuff was terrible. It was bleak.
I forgot to even mention that.
Yeah, it was grim. So like, I think a C is fair,
That's
honestly.
fair.
But like, F is mental.
So they just stopped watching after the heel run.
F is crazy, man.
What?
I mean, maybe if you didn't like the finisher spam in the AJ Styles match, I can see why you might go lower, right? And I can see why you might not like, obviously the Brock stuff and whatever else. But F means it was one of the worst runs of the year.
It would basically be like him being in the Rumble, tearing his groin, and then returning in December to lose to Gunther.
The thing is, right, so, like, it should have been an S. It should have been amazing this year. So for it to be a C or a B- or whatever you go.
That's an indictment.
That's disappointing, So, like, I could see someone being really fed up and just going, I'm giving it an F. But this is mental.
At the same time, we're in the content game and we recognise that if they're giving it a C or a D or whatever, we're not talking about it.
Mind you, when ESPN reviewed WrestlePalooza and gave it a C, there was hell on as well. And it was like, C's not a bad review, man. Like, it just means it was kind of mid.
Can't you sort of put your finger on the scale a little bit? It's kind of your show, guys. Yeah.
Which was funny. Shouts to Andreas Hale. He did not deserve the backlash he got for that. He just told you his thoughts on the show.
It still baffles me as we head into 2026 that, I mean, if you're writing something, it's one thing. If you're posting on social media, it's another. Expressing your own opinions now, people can't be like, you know what, Andy, you know, you liked it, but I didn't, or whatever. That's fair enough. It's like, people feel the need to be like, no, you're wrong.
Yeah, you are
And
evil.
not even explaining us why, they just go, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Come on, can we just not be like...
You're a buffoon and a loser.
Yeah, it's subjective. It's the whole point of wrestling.
Yeah. What did you grade John Cena's retirement tour? Was it an F? Let us know in the comment section below. We will not be back later today. There's only one news video today, but we'll be back tomorrow. We're about to record the awards, baby.
I'm so excited. I was going to say press F to pay respects, by the way. But yes, I'm very excited. We're recording the awards, and that is objective. That is.
You voted.
It's your fault.
So if you disagree, hey, screw you, man. Check out the video on your screen right now. I have no idea what it is, but you're going to love it, and we'll see you later.
Bye.